Hey. Wanted to offer this cool exercise as I'm going through my own new moon ritual and setting intentions for this lunar cycle, and offering this up as something I do share with all my clients as well. And part of this new moon ritual is taking a look at your intentions. And then once you see what your intentions are, it's noticing how attached you are to the outcome. And so what I offer my clients is what I call like a desire inventory, or cleansing your desires. So what does that mean? Well, you take a look at your list of intentions and feel the energy of them and start to notice, are you in an energy or a frequency of the beggar? So what does that look like? Oh, please, God, I wish this could happen. I hope this could happen. I'm just going to pray and beg and plead with the cosmos to make this come true. The second frequency that we could often find ourselves in with regard to wanting to bring our desires to fruition is an energy of indignance. It's the demander energy. It's like, damn it, you know what? I deserve this. I'm owed this. I'm entitled to this. I should have this. It's not fair that I don't. And then another frequency to notice is the fighter frequency, the warrior, right? I'm going to work my ass off and I'm going to bust it and do whatever I have to do what it takes to make it happen. So what is it about those frequencies? Each one of them is physiologically likely very depleting. And when it comes to creating a life of contentment and deep enjoyment, it's not about fighting, begging, or being indignant, right? So if you're in that frequency, it's actually an experience that you're having and creating a reality around that just brings more of that in. So you get to cleanse your desires by first noticing what frequency am I carrying around it, and then going in. And there's a beautiful spiritual teaching. It's not that desires aren't okay. I mean, that's part of being human. We all are driven by wanting and yearning. I mean, that is in our DNA, and it's part of our existence. It's what drives us to be alive and to procreate, and it actually is part of our evolution. Without that, we would be extinct. So I truly believe in supporting our desires by deeply massaging them to come to the understanding that you can hold on to them very loosely in gratitude for what is right now in front of you, in curiosity and wonderment for what the possibilities would be, in excitement. So it's really an alchemical process of turning those lower frequencies into higher ones. And how we do that is, a desire is really a destiny marker. In other words, we crave certain things, and when they're our truth, when they're in our alignment, they're simply just beautiful markers along the path to our destiny. So if our soul is calling us forth for some greater purpose, that purpose is to serve others in some way, to impact the planet in some way. And what we desire are simply accomplishments in this kind of reality that support us, that make us feel good. And when we feel good, then we can continue on that path, which may sometimes feel hard. So it's a beautiful way of looking at what we desire, what we want. And it allows us to loosen the grip. And that helps us to release from the beggar, the demander, or the fighter. Now, what can you do? Well, to support that deep physiological or alchemical process, I offer my clients this wonderful exercise, and I call them thought cones. So when you're feeling that desperation or that indignance or just that lower frequency, create cones, right? Like, I'm an athlete, so you put cones on the field to mark where you want to hit, and it's a reminder. It keeps you in your boundaries. It keeps you coming back. So you can do that with your thoughts. When you start going sideways, it's like, okay, just simply ask yourself or remind yourself, who am I? Right? This is who I am, and it's listing your strengths and coming back into those strengths. This is where I'm going. So again, setting your intention and then keeping your eye on that aim. Point yourself in that aim. This is where I'm going. This is what I'm currently doing. This is what I'm doing right now to work toward that. And this is my reality. This is my current reality. So you bring yourself back into the moment. You bring yourself back into awareness. You can get grateful. This is what's in front of me right now. How can I take the next step? This is what I'm doing. This is who I am. So it's 4 questions, and you answer them, and then you set them up as cones so that when you feel like the vision's too hard, or I'm getting to that place of desperation, I'm begging to hope that something comes true, come back, remind yourself, this is who I am. This is where I'm going. This is what I'm doing. And this is my reality. Now, you've done that exercise. And the last piece then is simply the most fun, which is, okay, cool. What 1 to 2 things, what 1 to 2 right actions can I commit to right now that move me in the positive direction of my destiny's path, that feel really good? And it could be something super simple. Let's say, you want to move to a different city, and you've cleansed and cleared all of this, and you've come to this place now, and your brain can now do what it does best, which is assess and use logic and rationale and create steps. So it's like, oh, well, let's open up Zillow. Let's look at what's available. Let's look at, and you start to do things instead of wigging out, freaking out, and spending all that energy begging, wishing, hoping, being mad. It's exhaustive. So you kind of put your mind behind your destiny, and you start to circle that energy inward and upward so that it's constantly benefiting you. And when you go sideways, you've got these cones, reel it back in. And that is a wonderful practice to do in this new moon energy. So much love.